today. Our theme is humility. So let's get on the mats.
We're going to start today's flow in child's pose. So we're going to bring our knees out to the side first and bring our big toes to touch. Sit into your heels and then slowly reach your arms forward. See if your forehead can touch the mat. Let your chest slowly sink in. Maybe reach your arms forward a little bit more, but don't let your bottom lift off your heels. Take deep breaths here. I love starting in child's pose, and if at any point today you want to come straight back into child's pose, feel free to. Today's theme is humility. And I love this because this was one of the biggest lessons I learned when I first started yoga. When I first started yoga, I found it really difficult to stop in the middle of my practice and go, okay, I need to come back into my child's pose because I just need to rest for a second. I always let my ego get in the way of my practice. I'd be in the studio, and when I look at the people around me, I was very competitive. But on your mats, your yoga practice, this is your own practice. Do not compare it with anyone else. Do not let your ego or pride get in the way. So let that slowly sink in. What does humility mean for you? There's so many definitions of what humility means on the internet, but one of my favorite has to be the one by Tim Keller. He says the essence of gospel humility is not thinking more of myself or thinking less of myself. It is thinking of myself less. The focus is not on the self. It's not thinking bad of yourself, but it's just simply thinking of myself less. Other people focused. Selfless. Let that sink in for a second. Deep breaths. Stay humble in your practice today. Listen to your body and see what your body needs. We're just going to make it a really fun flow today. If at any point you want to stop, you want to pause, feel free to. We're just going to have some fun. Slowly come up onto your tabletop position. I'm going to start with a few cat and cows first. Bring your head up and shoulder blades roll back. Drop your belly down as you inhale. As you exhale, round your spine and drop the crown of your head down towards the mats. Tuck your chin in. Inhale, lift your head up again, chest forward. Exhale, round your spine. Imagine a string drawing the back all the way to the ceiling. And inhale again, head up, shoulder blades roll back. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck the chin in. Squeeze your belly in. And slowly back to neutral spine position. Step your hands one step forward. Make sure that your index finger is pointing to 12 o'clock. Now I want you to tuck your toes, lift your knees up a few inches. Drop your hips back to bring your ears next to your arms. Then lift your hips up high for your first downward facing dog. If you have very tight hamstrings and calves, then I want you just to paddle your feet. Just warm up your body. Take deep breaths. Whenever you need to take an easier variation in this flow, feel free to. Don't feel ashamed. It's your practice. Some days I find that some poses are really easy. Some days I find it really hard. Press your chest towards your thighs. Often in your down dog, a lot of people would have their index finger knuckle lifted up at this moment. So I want you to press that down first. Let's start off right. Right leg rise up. Bend your right knee and open up your hips, turning your knees out to the right side. Then tuck the knees in towards your chest, step forward between your hands. Bend your back knee slightly for balance, then reach your arms up, rise up for your crescent lunge. reach your arms up. Deep breath. And exhale. Sink in. Try to bring that right thigh as parallel to the mat as possible. Then slowly turn over to your right. Bring your left arm forward, right arm back. Keep your arms shoulder height distance. Then bring your right hand down onto your left thigh. Left arm reach up, lengthen through your fingertips. And slowly windmill down. Step your left foot forward. Lift your sit bones up high and fold forward. Shift your weight to the balls of your feet, making sure that you're not hinging backwards and your hips are stacked over your heels. Reach your arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Bring your gaze between your hands. Exhale, fold forward as you hinge from your hips. All the way down. Hands on your shin now. Chest forward for a halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale. Step your left leg back again. Drop your back knee down. Reach your arms overhead for a low lunge. Interlace your thumbs. Reach your arms up on the inhale. Exhale, sink in. Feel that left hip flexor stretch. Deep breath. Twist over to the right again. Left arm forward, right arm back. Right hand down onto your left thigh. Left arm reach up. Lengthen through your fingertips again. And windmill back down. Step your right leg back into your high plank. Hinge forward. Lower yourself down. High to low push up. Hug the elbows in. Drop onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. Press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let your heels slowly sink in. Very good. Left leg rise up. Bend the left knee. Point the knee out to the left side. Open up the hips and tuck the knee in towards your chest and step forward between your hands. Bend your back knee slightly for balance. Reach arms overhead. Crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink in deeper. Bring the left thigh as parallel to the mat as possible. Twist over to your left side. Right arm forward, left arm back. Arms are shoulder height. Left hand reach down and grab hold onto your right thigh. Right arm reach up, lengthen through your fingertips. Windmill back down. Step your right leg forward. Lift your sit bones up and fold forward. Hinge forward a little bit more. Bring more of your weight to the balls of your feet. Reach arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Bring gaze between your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Hands on your shin and chest forward. Shoulder blades roll back. Halfway lift. And exhale, step your right leg back again. Drop your back knee down. Reach your arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Interlace your thumbs. Reach the arms up. Exhale, sink in. Feel that right hip flexor stretching. Twist over to your left again. Right arm forward, left arm back. Left hand reach down, grab hold onto your right thigh. Right arm reach up, lengthen through your fingertips. And windmill back down. Step back, high plank. If you need to drop onto your knees at any time for your high to low push-up, do so. As soon as your lower back wants to arch, drop onto your knees. High to low push-up, hug the elbows in. Drop down, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And press your chest towards your thighs. Deep breaths. Maybe paddle your feet again. Look forward. Check that your index finger is still pointing to 12 o'clock. A lot of times as we're flowing, our alignment suddenly shifts. So always checking our alignment. Okay, right leg rise up again. Bend the knees. Tuck the knees in towards your chest. And step through between your hands. If it's not quite there, just wiggle your toes forward. Then I want you to rise up again. Bend your back knee a little bit if you want to. Rise up, crescent lunge. Then I want you to drop your back heel down for warrior one. In warrior one foot, our back foot is around 45 degrees pointing out to the left side. So toes are pointing forward, heels are pointing back. Right heel is pointing straight to our left heel. Turn your hips to face the front. Your hips should be squared. And right knee stacked over your right heels. Then from here, I want you to reach your arms forward to the top of the mat in front of your right leg. And then lift your back leg up and flex your left foot. Find your balance. See how that feels. Deep breath, lift your left leg up a little bit higher. Imagine there's a wall behind you and you're trying to step your left foot into that wall. Then slowly release your hands. Reach back for airplane arms. Deep breaths. Try to square off your hips. Bring that left hip down a little bit lower. And slowly bring that left knee forward. Sweep up and hug that left knee up towards your chest. Come into your standing on your right leg. Deep breaths. Start at a focal point. Find your balance. Then slowly extend the left leg back again. Bring your chest down towards the mat. Arms stretched out behind you. Very good. And again, bring that knee forward again. Hug the knee towards your chest. Come into your standing. And extend back again. Arms out to the side and slightly back. And release the hands back down onto the mat. Drop your left foot down, back onto the mat, into Warrior 2 feet this time, which is different from Warrior 1. So in Warrior 2, we're going to have our foot, the outside blade should be parallel the back of the mat. So it's our right heel pointing straight to our left arch. Circle your left arm all the way back, come into Warrior 2. Back leg should be straight. Right knee should be bent 90 degrees. Right knee stacked over heel. Then bring your gaze forward to your third finger. Flip your front palm over. Exalted Warrior. Reach your arm up. Lengthen through your fingertips. Deep breaths. Then slowly come back to your Warrior 2. Straighten out your front leg. Reach your right arm all the way forward as if you're trying to grab something in front of you. And lower that hand down into your shin or on the mat. Reach your left arm up. Soften your sacrum. Maybe tuck your tailbone in a little bit. Deep breaths. Then back up. Front leg still straight. And reverse that triangle. Right arm reach up, lengthen through your fingertips. Windmill back down again. Step your right leg back to meet your left. Hinge forward, drop onto your knees or just flow through. Hug the elbows in, high to low push up. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let your heels sink in down towards your mat. Very nice work. Left leg rise up now. Tuck that knee in towards your chest, hinge forward and step through between your hands. Bend your back knee a little bit if you want. Rise up for your crescent lunge. Make sure that left thigh is parallel to the mat if possible. And slowly drop our back heel down for Warrior 1 leg. Turn your hips to the front, square off your hips. And from here, slowly release the hand down onto the mat in front of your left foot. Bring our right leg up, flex your right foot, chest forward. When you're ready, micro bend in your left knee and lift your arms up for airplane. Remember to flex that back foot as if you're stepping into the back wall. Then hug that right knee in, come into standing and hug that knee to chest. Deep breaths. And extend the right leg all the way back again. Flex the foot, arms out. Find your balance. Then hug the knee in again. Bring that right knee in. Lift up. Come into standing. Extend back again. Flex the foot. And lower your hands down. Lower the back foot down into Warrior 2. Remember, the back foot should be parallel to the back of the mat. So left heel pointing to the right arch of your foot. Back leg is straight. Front knee is bent 90 degrees. Knee stacked over your heels. Right arm behind.
Bring your gaze forward to your third finger. Flip your hand over. Reach the arm up. Exalted Warrior. Deep breaths. Slowly coming back to your Warrior 2. Straighten out your front leg. Reach your arm forward as if you're trying to grab something. And bring the hand down onto your shin or onto the mat. Reach your right arm up. Triangle pose. Maybe tuck in the tailbone a little bit. Just softening that sacrum. Then coming back up. Front leg still straight. And reverse that triangle. Lifting your left arm up. Lengthen through your fingertips. Reach up. Feel the sides of your body stretching. And windmill all the way back down. Step back into your high plank. Remember in your high plank that you're always pressing into the mat as if you're trying to push into a wall. A little bit. Take your variation to flow through. High to low push-up. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Are you having fun yet? I hope you are. And to continue to flow, it's going to get a little bit harder now. Right leg rise up. Tuck knees to chest. And tap your right elbow. Inhale, extend back. This time, tap your left elbow. Then extend back again. And tuck the knee in, tap your right elbow. Extend back again. Then tuck in, tap your left elbow again and kick the leg out to the left side. Let your hips slowly sink it down towards the mat. If you've got really tight hips, you might feel that stretch alongside the right side of your hips. Deep breath. Lift your hips up a little bit higher and release your left hand. Reach the left arm all the way up. Lengthen through your fingertips. Press your chest up. Press your hips up for a fallen triangle. Deep breaths. Hold there. And slowly release. Left hand comes back down. Step that right leg all the way back and bend the knee for three-legged dog and then open up the hips. And release the leg back down. Very nice. Soft sides now. Left leg rise up. Tuck knee to chest. Bring it out to the left elbow and tap. Inhale, extend back. Tuck in, tap your right elbow. Tap. Inhale, extend. And exhale, tap to the left. Tap. And extend back again. To the right elbow. Tap. And this time kick it out to the right side. Lower the hips down a little bit. Feel that hip stretch. Then lift the hip back up. Release the right hand. Arms reach up high. Press the hip up. Press the chest up. Fallen triangle. Deep breaths. Press up a little bit higher. And release back down. Right hand back down. Step back. Extend that left leg all the way back. Bend the knee and open up the hips. And release the leg back down. Hinge forward into your high plank again. High to low push-up on your knees. Or just the full yogi push-up. And back to downward facing dog. Nice work. Oh, deep breath. I hope you're sweating now. Pressing your chest towards your thighs. Now I want you to do 3 bunny hops, kicking your feet up towards your bottom. Kick up as high as you can. Try to bring that shoulder almost above your hands. Kick up and kick. One more time. And then on your last one, I want you to land between your hands. Try to land as soft as you can. Very good. And lift your hip bones up high and fold forward. Shift your weight forward a little bit. So more of your weight goes into the balls of your feet. Deep breaths. Maybe bring your hands to opposite elbows and rock side to side. Then reach your arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Hinge from the hips, remember. Inhale, halfway lift, chest forward. And exhale, chair pose. Reach your arms up high. Soften the sacrum. Lift your chest up a bit higher. Shift your hips back a little bit, making sure that when you look down, you can still see your big toes and that your knees are not caving in. It's around your knee should be around the distance of where your feet are placed. Sink down a little bit deeper and fold forward. Nice work. Again, reach arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Then interlace your fingers behind your back. Reach the arms up high. Feel that shoulder stretching. Press your chest down a little bit lower and lift the hips up high. Then from here, come into your chair pose, dropping your bottom down and lifting the chest up. Deep breaths. Soften your sacrum a little bit. And fold forward again. Arms are still behind your back and reached up. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release the hands back down onto the mat. Bend your knees a lot. And bring your palms underneath your feet. So try stepping onto your palms. You can bend your knees a lot for this one if your hamstrings are really tight. Deep breaths. Release any tension. Then slowly release your hands. Bring your right hand to grab onto your left ankle. Bend your right knee a little bit and lift your left arm up for a twist. That should feel pretty good. One more breath. Slowly releasing the hand back down, left hand down and grab hold onto your right ankle. Right arm reach up and bend your left knee a little bit. Go for a twist and lengthen through your fingertips. Try to turn your chest over to the right side a little bit more. 2 more breaths. And slowly release. And I want you to step back into your high plank again. Then leading with your ribs, come into your downward facing dog. Let your heels slowly sink into the mat. Press your chest towards your thighs. Remember, index finger pointing forward. Very good downward facing dog is one that is not dumping your weight into your upper body. It's one that sends the energy back into your heels. See how that feels? Now what I want you to do now is to close your eyes and just to listen to my instructions for the last part. I want you to step one step at a time all the way to the top of the mat. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible, stretching out your hamstrings as you step. Then I want you to lift your sit bones up high and fold forward. Bring your hands behind your calves and press your chest down a little bit lower. Try to shift your weight to the balls of your feet. Then reach your arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands on your shin, chest forward, halfway lift. Roll the shoulder blades back for a flat back. Exhale, step back for high plank. Press into the mat, making sure that your chest is lifted away from the mat, filling up your shoulder blades. Then high to low push-up, taking your variation. Maybe it's on the knees. Maybe do the full yogi push-up. Come back into your downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Notice how it feels with your eyes closed. How does it feel different? Take deep breaths. Declutter your mind. Do you feel happier? Is there less worries? Are there more worries? Is there a fear of the unknown? Notice your emotions. One step at a time, step all the way to the top of the mat again. Still keep your eyes closed. Let's flow through one more time and notice your emotions. This time just focus on the instructions and your breath. I want you to focus on the rhythm of your breath. Stay in your forward fold right now, pressing your chest down, lifting your sit bones up high. Now reach your arms overhead, hinge from your hips. Mountain pose, exhale, fold forward. Hands on your shin, chest forward for a halfway lift. Exhale, step back for high plank. Press into the mat. Lift your chest up a little bit higher. Hinge forward. Hug your elbows in. High to low push-up. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And slowly open your eyes. Or you can keep it shut if that felt good. Right leg rise up now. And tuck the knee to chest. Then lower that knee over to the right wrist. Bring that right foot up a little bit higher. Try to bring your shin as parallel to the top of the mat as possible. If you find it hard to square your hips in this position, then bend your right knee a little bit. Come into your half pigeon, chest forward. Then slowly peel your body down, belly down first, then chest, and then your head if you can. Coming into your forearms or arms, reach forward. Sink in, deep into your stretch. Two more deep breaths. And slowly walk your hands back in. Curl your left toes in and extend the right leg back behind you. Bend the knee and open the hips, stretching out the other way before you release the leg back down. Swapping sides now, other leg up. And bend the knee, tuck the knee to chest, then lower the knee over to the left wrist. Bring that left foot up a little bit higher. See if you can bring your shin parallel to the top of the mat without losing the alignment of your hips squaring. Then peeling down when you're ready. Belly down first, then chest and head if you can. Stay on your forearms to support or reach your arms forward. Try to bring that right hip down low. Deep breath, sink into it. Breathe into it. With every exhale, let it sink in. The humility is a lesson that most of us find really difficult to learn. And it was a lesson that I actually broke through my yoga practice. People say that without humility, there's little desire to learn, and that's so true. Because when we think that we're full of knowledge, we don't believe that we can learn from others. I had a friend that once said to me that in a room, you never want to be the smartest, and you shouldn't think that you're the smartest, because that is the only way you're going to learn from others. Believing that every single person that you meet can teach you something. And that's how you grow in wisdom. Slowly walk your hands back in and curl your right toes. Extend the left leg back behind you. Bend the knees and open the hips before you release it back down. Walk one foot at a time all the way to the top of the mat. Squat down and sit onto mat, lying down on your mats. And bend your knees, hug your knees and rock side to side. I love this proverb. It's from Proverbs 11, verse 2. It says, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Just like we said just then. When we can humble ourselves, we find wisdom. There'll be constant growth. And so how does today's practice speak to you? Meditate on that. Relax your facial muscles. Take deep breaths. And spend as long as you need on the mats as you meditate on this.